Hello, lovely people. How are you doing today? Ready for some Drama King stories? Let's go to the first one, about OP, who saved his hard-earned money and wants to buy himself a car. But his mother demands he gives the money to her because she wants to go on vacation and pay for OP's sister's college, and that OP owes her because she put him through college. So today's question is, do children owe their parents for raising them? Well, in my opinion, love begins where nothing is expected in return. Listen till the end of the story to hear my opinion on the situation. Enjoy the stories, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. I, 21 female, recently graduated from college and have been saving up to buy myself a car. I was lucky enough to attend a pretty decent university and graduated with honors, and paid my way throughout by working basically full-time. My parents, 43 female and 46 male, have helped me so much throughout my college career and my entire life, obviously. However, this argument has put a bit of a strain on our relationship. For context, my dad is a pretty passive person and goes with pretty much whatever my mom says, so he doesn't really have a strong opinion on this. Anyways, after graduating, I went full-time at my current job and received a pretty decent bonus as well as a pay raise. Over the past month, I've saved up a few grand as a down payment for a car, eating out less and having a yard sale of some of my stuff. My parents didn't really have enough money to buy me a car when I first got my license, since they were saving up so much to send me to college. Here's where the argument starts. I excitedly told my mom about my savings and mentioned wanting to get a car, so I could easily commute to work, which I've been mostly carpooling to with coworkers, or Ubering if I can't find a ride. Also, my school had a bus system that came to my apartment off campus, so that was never an issue when I was in school. Anyway, my mom immediately got upset and began telling me how it would be nice of me to give my savings to her and my dad for getting me to where I am in life and putting me through college. To be honest, I was dumbfounded. She said how they wanted to take a nice vacation and put some money towards my younger sister's, 17 female, college fund. I told her that I really needed this money to get myself a car and save money every month from Ubering less and having to pay for rides everywhere. But she argued that having a car payment would be the same amount and it wouldn't make much of a difference. But I personally feel like this would take a huge amount of stress off me and a big step in being an independent adult. She asked my dad what he thought, and he just sided with her immediately. I got angry and started yelling at them about how I've worked my butt off to save for a car and that I'd like to do something for myself. I also called my dad an a-hole for siding with my mom like always. My mom basically told me I was ungrateful and selfish, on top of screwing over my sister, then hung up on me. She's told some of my extended family about the argument, and some are on my side, like a few cousins and my grandma. But other than that, everyone thinks I should just let my parents take a vacation. I'm stuck. On one hand, my parents have done a lot for me, and they deserve a nice vacation and stuff. And I definitely don't want to potentially take away from my sister's college fund, even though I don't understand how a couple $1,000s would make a huge dent in a college fund these days. But on the other hand, this is my money that I've saved up and worked really hard for. I want to make everyone happy, but I also think it would be nice to do something for myself once in a while. So am I the a-hole for not wanting to give my car savings to my parents? Edit. A lot of people were confused about the whole me paying by working and my parents putting me through college statements. I totally see how that is confusing. Basically, my parents helped pay for things like textbooks and school supplies, or anything else I needed that was directly school-related. I took out student loans, in my name, for tuition and fees. What I paid for was housing, food, transportation, etc. Don't get me wrong, textbooks are 100% a hefty cost. Just wanted to clarify that for anyone confused. The college fund for my sister is for the same reasons, and she will take out loans for tuition as well, assuming she actually goes. She's 50-50 on that at the moment. It's not OP's responsibility to help his sister with a college fund. Also, getting established as an adult is more important than OP's parents taking a vacation. Children do not owe their parents anything for giving them life or raising them. We choose to have them. They don't choose to have us. Do you agree with me, guys? And now let's see if the community agrees with me. Mid-Century Miss says, not the a-hole. Unless their assistance during college was a loan, you don't owe them anything. A vacation is a want. Reliable transportation to get to your job and support yourself is a need. If you are so inclined, send them on a vacation to thank them for their support once you are established and can actually afford it. My dramatic persona says, Hard not the a-hole. You don't owe her money for raising you. You don't owe her money back for helping you go to college, unless there was some explicit agreement about that beforehand. You are not responsible for funding your sister through college. You're trying to buy a car to get to work. As a young adult, that's responsible and a good use of funds. It will help set you up in life. Even if you do want to help your sister through college, getting a car is a good step towards being in a position to do that. Sending your parents on a vacation is not a responsible use of money for you right now. It's a ridiculous, selfish thing for her to request. Aquatic Stoner 1996 says, "Please don't give them a dime. That's one of the most selfish things I've ever heard of. To hear someone has excitedly saved up enough to buy a car that they want, and their immediate response is to want that money for themselves? Duck that. That's crappy and entitled as hell. That's the word for it. That's one of the most entitled things I've ever read. Please go buy yourself a lovely car, in only your name, not the a-hole." My fiancé and I are set to marry in a month. He has a stepsister who is 16. My husband brought up her dress selection to me and said we should talk about it. I was confused as to why this would be a big deal, but he needed to bring it up because his mom showed him a picture. The way I'd describe it is that it looks more like a belly dancing costume rather than a dress. Like seriously, it is 2 pieces. The bottom is sort of drapey and comes up to right around the hip. The top is almost like a sports bra with short sleeves. I told my fiancé absolutely not, and he partially agreed, but said this might be a battle because she's extremely spoiled. To give y'all readers a better idea, I googled bare midriff dress and belly dancing outfit, and the picture I saw looks way like the latter. I know women are not supposed to judge other women's fashion choices, but I am so flippin' sorry, but she looks like the wedding prostitute. My family is also nosy and a tad on the conservative side. I don't want to field a ton of questions or comments and concerns from them on my ducking wedding day about her dress. So we both said something to her in a group text. My fiancé started the thread by asking politely she not wear it. I replied saying it looks really great on you, but it's just not the vibe we are going for at our wedding. And if she needs help paying for something else, we can help. Well, she blew the F up. Accusations of S-ism through the roof. Maybe I didn't think this part through, but I reiterated that I liked it, but my family is a bit conservative, and we don't want drama. This is when she started insulting them. She was like, instead of siding with a fellow young woman, I'd rather cater to my old grouchy conservative family, who she doesn't even know. She had another smug comment about how it's her generation's job to make old people uncomfortable and stand up to generational S-ism, whatever that means. This is when I went over the line. I said, "You're not looking like a prostitute at our wedding, and if you show up wearing said dress, you'll be told to leave." My fiancé tried to talk to her, but it's not like they have the best relationship. He tried to calm her down and ask nicely again. I apologized to her for my prostitute comment, but she has not backed down in the slightest. Am I the a-hole, and what should I do? In my opinion, OP is definitely not in the wrong here, and OP's fiancé's stepsister definitely is spoiled. I think her parents should be the ones dealing with her outfit, and not OP or her fiancé. In my opinion, they should speak to her parents to solve this problem. Let's see what the community thinks. Few Independent 5966 says, "Not the a-hole. People have to understand that certain occasions and places demand specific dress codes." Link Storm says, "Not the a-hole. It's your wedding, and you get to decide if an outfit is over the top or not appropriate. If the bride asks you not to wear something to a wedding, if you really care about them, you listen, not make it about whatever soapbox moment she's on about. If she wants to wear her slinky dress at home and fume about generational S-ism instead of attending the wedding in a normal outfit, so be it." Sensitive Recipe 3960 says, "Not the a-hole, and that is the problem with that generation. Total main character syndrome vibes. She wants to make your wedding about her. If I were OP, I would happily have her removed from the wedding celebration if she showed up in that outfit." My husband and I got married 2 weeks ago. We had a small ceremony in the woods with just our closest friends, my brother, and my husband's 2 siblings. In total, there were 12 people. It was wonderful. However, I lied to my mom about when I was supposed to have the wedding, and she found out and is now mad at me. When I first got engaged, I announced it to everyone and planned on having my mom and family at the wedding. But as I started to plan, I realized 2 things. I'm not close to most of my family, and my mom is a controlling alcoholic. In fact, I don't care for any of my siblings except my brother I invited. The rest of my family I either have no contact with or are unrefined and do not make for pleasant company. I saw no reason to invite them. But my mom kept pressuring me not only to invite them, but to have my wedding at her church. I didn't want to, as I am not a Christian, and despite my mom being one, she is a heavy drinker. She wanted alcohol at the reception, but neither my husband nor I did, as we are teetotalers. She gave up on that, but implied she would drink before the wedding and stayed firm on me having it at the church. She didn't like the way I planned on wearing my hair or my dress either, and tried to make me pick the dress and hairstyle she wanted, as she knew best. I felt I was losing control of the situation, but I was also scared of upsetting her. So I lied and said I had postponed the wedding and I'd let her know when the new date was. I said it would probably be another year or two, and we'll decide on the venue, dress, guests, etc. then. After I talked to my husband about this, we decided on the wood ceremony, and he opted not to invite his parents or family, as he thought it would be fair. She found out through my sister, as she lurked on my husband's friend's Instagram page, where he had uploaded pictures of the wedding. My mom is now angry and sad, and has accused me of not loving her, and saying she never thought I'd do her wrong or turn my back on her like other people. She's called and texted me many times over this, and I've been ignoring her. Other family members have reached out to me about it as well, and my sister seems to be taking pleasure in all of this. Part of me feels bad, but I also feel like I did the right thing, as I think the wedding would have been a disaster if I went along with my mom's ideas. Well, I don't really understand what OP was thinking, expecting her mother not to find out that she had a wedding and got married. That's a little bit delusional in my opinion. I understand OP not wanting her mother at her wedding, and she has a right not to invite her, but I think she shouldn't be upset or surprised that she found out and is upset. I think that's totally normal. Let's see what the community says. Bimmer Rider says, not the a-hole, but your family, especially your sister, seems to be. Good on you for being no contact with most of them. Your mother needs some introspection into why you did what you did. Maybe just tell her directly. If she accepts it, good. If not, you know where you stand with her too. Toast, says, not the a-hole. You knew she'd find out eventually. Now she's found out. Let her stew. Perhaps she will learn a lesson about trying to control you. Odd Task 8211 says, not the a-hole. Weddings have been turned into massive ego-driven spectacles. Having a small wedding with people you truly love is great. Your mom will eventually get over it. I am freshly 18 years old female. My brother is 26 years old. Him and his fiancée, now wife, have been together for almost 4 or 5 years, and they obviously are about to get married. She is 1 year younger than him, just for context. My brother popped the question. She said yes, and then the wedding preparation started. I was so excited because I don't have any sisters, only 2 brothers, and I'm also the youngest. So my brother asked our half-brother, 30 years old, to be in his wedding, and also his wife's brother, 16 years old, to be the best man and groomsman. I just wanted to be the flower girl, but they said I was too old. So instead, the wife said you could be a bridesmaid, which I was really excited for. Just for context, before the wedding, we got along good, and I kinda liked her. She was pretty nice to me, just didn't really talk to me. So me, my mom, and the wife, and her 2 other bridesmaids went to the dress shop to look for dresses. She said only requirements is that it has to be red and flowy. I by nature have body image problems, so finding a dress to complement my body was gonna be hard, but I was gonna do my best to find one that I liked within her color scheme. We went to 3 different shops, and each time we all went, plus they added the wife's mom. On the 3rd one, I kept trying dresses on, and simply kept trying to find one that fit me. Also, never being rude or giving up, I just nicely, politely said I didn't like it. I'm on like the 5th one, when all of a sudden, the bride starts screaming at me, saying, "Why are you trying to ruin my wedding? What's wrong with you?" etc. I start crying, and then her mom starts screaming at me, saying, "Why would you make my daughter cry?" and etc. My mom goes outside to talk to them, and then the bride cusses my mom out, and her mom cussed her out. Then I find out later they did not want me in the wedding to begin with. They invited me in because they both wanted their brothers to be in it, but not me. So am I the a-hole for ruining her wedding? Soft everyone sucks here. She should have given you a bit more grace and not gone straight to screaming at OP. That was awful. But honestly, the mature thing to do would just be find a dress that matched the theme and wear it. The day is not about OP, and everyone knows bridesmaids' dresses kind of suck. Names are too hard for me says, not the a-hole. She ruined it herself with the help of her mom. Count yourself lucky that you got out of the bridal party early. Not Sebastian the Crab says, soft everyone sucks here. Your problems are heavily affecting the wedding plans. 5 shops is a lot to go to. It's very likely everyone else was happy with the dresses, even one that they thought looked good on you, far sooner than the 5th shop. But now they have to keep hunting because of you, with no end in sight. The ideal bridesmaid would have sucked it up and worn a dress they didn't like if the bride liked it, within reason. And of course the bride and her mom are a-holes for blowing up at you instead of finding a solution. Tinnick says, everyone sucks here, because if I was the bride and one of my bridesmaids was being this fussy, I would get annoyed. 3 shops and you couldn't find a dress because you have body image issues, and on top of that, you were someone I didn't really want in my bridal party. Yeah, I can see why the bride lost it. That said, the bride should not have asked you if she really didn't want you, and also should have stopped the trip when it became clear you were going to be difficult. As the bride, she had all the control, but instead of exercising any, she chose to blow up on you, and that's not okay.